20 years ago.
Yeah,
There's
that
no.
recent.
It's a fair statement to say that there's no really bad car.
Okay.
If you look at the technology in all of the vehicles, and a lot of the technology actually was invented by Mercedes-Benz. But if you look what's available in vehicles today in terms of safety, ABS, ESP, crumple zones, etc. All of this is available in many makes. I think what makes Mercedes-Benz as a brand and as a product different in that regard, if you take the overall package in terms of safety, in terms of prestige, in terms of comfort, etc., it's all there. Engineering, and it's very much in line with our brand's motto, the best or nothing. So we tried in terms of the product to have the best product, but also the experience of dealing with Mercedes, the experience of dealing with our people should always be the best in that regard.
Yeah.
So it's an overall package to look how we distinguish ourselves from others.
Oh, that's great. Now, of course, everybody is now caring a lot about energy saving.
Yes.
But this is going to be an issue for centuries and decades to come. How do you foresee this issue here? I mean, we're actually driving a car that uses diesel fuel. Of course, that is better than gasoline. But how do you think, I don't know if you can see already into the future, because this is definitely going to be the biggest issue about cars worldwide.
Yes.
How do you foresee this? I mean, do you know what's in the works right now? What are we trying to use in the future so that we can save even more energy and love this earth, not destroy it?
Exactly. Look, it's a very important topic. And I think in every manufacturer, whether it's automotive industry or manufacturing in general, it's very important that we look at ways to conserve resources, look at ways to ensure that we're not adding pollutants into the atmosphere in that regard. From an automotive point of view, my personal opinion, of course, in Europe at the moment, probably 2/3 of all cars are diesel. Diesel is very popular. Clean burning diesel is very efficient in that regard, not putting as much pollutants into the atmosphere. Of course, the topic there comes about electric vehicles.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think that's efficient?
Electric vehicles, I believe there is a strong potential and a strong future for electric vehicles. A lot of it comes back, Shirley, to infrastructure, to have the right infrastructure to support the electric vehicle process. So some countries are ahead of others in that regard. Some manufacturers are ahead of others. We have, from Mercedes-Benz, a lot of research. We have, for example, our small compact car, the Smart, which is also available in an electric concept.
How does that
in
sound?
That regard.
Good?
We don't have that available in Taiwan, but it's internationally is an important product for the range, important area for us to grow ahead. In terms of biofuels, etc., fuel cell, this is all coming for the future. But there is a lot of resources that are and a lot of technology that's available now, but it's whether the market is ready to accept that overall.
I see. Can you run fast with electric cars?
Very fast.
Yeah?
In actual fact, and the electric car, actually I was at a Smart conference last year, and we were driving the electric vehicle, but the pickup, the take-up rate of the Smart is incredible. It's actually even quicker because you have direct energy transfer to the wheels in that regard. The point is, but it's super quiet. So you really don't have of course you don't have the engine sound. But in terms you have this immediate instantaneous response, but super quiet.
Yeah, because I think for people who love cars, who love driving, speed is one thing, and then the other thing is the noise.
Yeah, look,
the turbo.
Right. The sound of vehicles also is very impressive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Well, so what do you think about Taiwanese people? Do you think Taiwanese people understands car very well? What's your personal opinion?
Well, that's
no, really.
Very broad question, Shirley.
I don't know. In general,
yes,
what do you think?
Look, I think you could take the same answer in many countries, I suppose. Either you really enjoy cars, you're an enthusiast, you understand what is the emotion behind that. Some people love it. There are other people that can be very blasé, very mediocre. A car is a car, and that is it. It's a form of transportation.
Yeah.
But I think overall, it's as we said really earlier. It's an emotional part So I think a car forms a little bit about your personality in that regard. A car sort of signifies sort of where, what you believe in terms of where you want to, where you position the overall yourself in terms what you want to use the car for in that regard. It's a very broad basis.
It is. Yeah, there are a lot of factors you have to think about, but personally, I guess it really has to do with personality because sometimes I see some cars on the streets and I'm going like, I would never get a car like that. Or, why would he think about getting a car, whereas I think he would have been better at getting this other car.
Right.
But I guess it is...
Look, at the end, I think, look, practicality.
And price maybe.
Of
because
course,
maybe that's a cheaper car, so...
Of course. I mean, I think people, firstly, practicality, then your emotion comes into it, and then, what do you want to spend on a vehicle in general. But I think that in terms, what is interesting, there's a lot of manufacturers, there's a lot of brands represented in Taiwan. The luxury segment is growing.
It's growing
very strongly. You're seeing a lot of cars on the road here in that regard, and a lot of new cars on the road as well.
Does that mean the Taiwanese people are getting richer?
Look, business. I mean, it's all, again related to the economy. It's people are spending money, definitely.
People are enjoying life.
Right.
More.
Right.
Now, right.
And that's actually also another very good point. I mean, lifestyle aspect. We said, getting out into the countryside. Also, a car somehow represents, as you say, a little bit of the personality.